All right, so Kathleen, you've been talking a lot about the nuances and your experience as a language of work facilitator over the last
20 years.
20 years.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me a little bit about what kind of resistance you've encountered and how do you get past that resistance? Because every facilitator has to encounter that at some point or another.
We have, upon occasion, had resistance. I would say that there are probably 2 or 3 major reasons.
Mm-hmm.
The first one is just anxiety about talking about the work, especially in the current context. People are very afraid that their jobs will be eliminated, outsourced, or automated. And so their solution, usually, to those kinds of anxieties is to really over-prepare. They are going to identify every possible thing that they've ever done.
Right, because it's really important, their
That's
work.
right.
They want to make sure
That's
you
right.
know.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So what we have to do is help them to understand that all of that input and all of that preparation will be used. Perhaps it will be even an attachment, but that we are working through a formula that will make the work very visible and very understandable to general lay people, people in another department such as human resources, or even executives. That what we've proven over and over is that following the formula and completing the graph makes the work very visible.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of the solutions there. Sometimes people just don't want to talk. They're not going to cooperate, or they're very, very quiet, or they're skeptical about the process. I tend to let them choose. And to then say to the group, I will accept answers as they're given and post them unless someone says no.
Mm-hmm.
So that allows them the room to be in an approver role as opposed to a generator role. And that typically, before we get in too far, they're comfortable with that process and what's happening, and whatever anxiety or personal situation caused them to not want to talk fades. The third thing is that they may want to do it their way. One of the examples is, well, I'm glue in the organization, or some other kind of thing. And what, again, we need to do is to post their answers where they belong. So they may give you a consequence first, or maybe glue is a consequence.
Mm-hmm.
So rather than being in the situation, I call it the bony finger, of saying, no, that's not what I want, which will stop the group and stop the participation. I try very hard to accept whatever answers they provide and put them into the proper place in the formula. There are lots of opportunities in the language of work to cross-check and solve problems. It comes up again. So it's okay, and it's important that the group feels secure in the facilitation.
All right, thank you very much.